Update. My son overheard my entitled wife yelling. She regretted not aborting my son and marrying me. Now she claims it was my fault. Demands I make our son talk to her. Falsely reports me for DV. Gets me kicked out of my house. Uses her friends to harass me. And now is having a breakdown after I divorced her and my son disowned her. Part 2. So, I didn't think I'd be back here. Figured I'd set my peace and left it at that. But things went to hell fast after my last post. And now I guess I've got more to unload. First, I read the comments. I saw the UTA. Some of you think I emotionally checked out and just waited for the right moment to leave, like I was plotting some kind of clean getaway. I get it. From the outside, maybe that's what it looks like. But here's my truth. I didn't wake up one day and decide to give up. I spent years trying to get her help, trying to keep our family from falling apart, trying to protect our son from the chaos while carrying everything alone. And eventually I burned out. I became numb. Staying felt like the least bad option. At least that way our son would finish high school with some level of stability. I never trashed her to our kid. Never told him she was useless or awful. She did that all on her own through years of absence, indifference, and finally through one unbelievably cruel sentence. Anyway, after that night after she told me she wished she had aborted our son and he told her she was no longer his mother, things got worse. A few days after I made it clear I wasn't going to force him to forgive her. She stopped crying and started scheming. First came the guilt tripping. Then came the threats. If you don't fix this, I'll make sure you regret it type of SHT. I thought it was just emotional blackmail, something desperate and pathetic. I underestimated how far she was willing to go. 2 weeks later, I came home to cops on the porch. She filed a false report, said I'd been verbally abusive for years, accused me of threatening her, and emotionally manipulated our son into hating her. She claimed I created a hostile, unsafe environment, and made her feel afraid for her life. I laughed when they read it. Not because it was funny, but because it was so absurd. The cop didn't look amused. They didn't arrest me, but they issued a temporary order that required I leave the house for 72 hours until things could be sorted. The house, I'll remind you, that my uncle owns, that I pay bills on, that I've maintained entirely on my own while she sat in her resentments due for years. I got a lawyer the next day, the best I could afford. I pulled everything together, emails, text messages, bank statements, babysitter records, even old journal entries. My aunt and uncle gave character statements. So did a couple of our son's teachers and his pediatrician, who'd noticed for years that I was the only parent ever showing up. Even better, my son wrote a full statement of his own unprompted. Told the court she had mentally checked out of his life for years and that she was lying because she didn't like the consequences of her own choices. Said I was the only reason he had any structure, stability, or self-worth. That shut everything down real fast. The judge didn't just drop her case. He lectured her about wasting the court's time and weaponizing domestic abuse claims. He told her she was lucky I wasn't filing charges of my own. My lawyer asked if I wanted to. I said no. I just wanted to get back in the house and start the damn divorce. The fallout with our son nuclear. He was already done with her before. Now he's scorched earth. He told me flat out, I never want to speak to her again, ever. Saying she was trying to get me kicked out of our lives just because she couldn't control the narrative anymore was the last straw. He's preparing for college now. He had a meeting with his advisor to update his emergency contacts. Took her off everything. Changed his health proxy to list me and his grandma only. He said if anything ever happens to him, she's not to be called. He's also in therapy now. Asked for it himself. He said he wants to unpack some of the stuff he buried over the years, like how it felt to grow up with a mother who didn't even pretend to care, who only started noticing him when he stopped needing her. As for me, I'm back in the house for now, staying in the guest room while we go through the divorce process. My uncle gave me the green light to keep living here as long as I need. My wife, she's still here, too, but we don't speak unless it's through lawyers. She tried to apologize again. I told her I didn't want to hear it. I've started therapy as well. It's weird. I didn't realize how much I've been carrying, how much I normalized. I've got work to do, not just to heal, but to make sure I'm not bringing this baggage into every corner of my life going forward. People asked in the last post if I was just trying to win, if I wanted to punish her. No, I wanted peace. I still do. But peace doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means accountability. It means consequences. And she's finally facing them and her friends. All those loudmouths who blew up on me after the accusations went quiet now. Funny how people stop having opinions when their narrative falls apart. I'm not proud of how long I stayed, how much I let rot, but I'm proud of my son. I'm proud of the man he's becoming. And if I had to eat SHT for 17 years just to get him through it with a sense of self intact, then so be it. I'm almost free. And this time, I'm not looking back. Update. It's done. The divorce is finalized. Papers signed, filed, and stamped. After 18 years of a marriage that died long ago, I'm finally free. It wasn't clean. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't easy. My finances took a hit. Legal fees drained more than I want to admit. We had no major assets except the house we lived in, which again belongs to my uncle. I made sure she knew she wasn't getting that. She fought it, tried to say she deserved a stake, but legally she had no claim. So, she moved out bitter and loud, and I stayed put. I'm still playing catch up financially, but I'm working extra hours and doing what I have to do. I'll bounce back. My son, he's doing all right. He started college a few months ago, adjusting well, making friends. We talk a few times a week, texts, calls, and FaceTimes when he has time. I've visited campus twice. We grabbed dinner and talked about classes, future stuff, and relationships. He's finally opening up more, not just about what he went through, but who he wants to be. I see the man he's becoming, and I'm proud as hell. He's still not talking to his mom. They met once. It wasn't planned. She showed up when he came home to grab some stuff. They said maybe 5 words to each other. It was cold, civil, but barely. He told me afterwards he doesn't feel anything when he sees her. Maybe one day he'll want more. Maybe not. As for her, she's spiraling. She lost her job, not because of me, but because she called out too often and had a full-on breakdown in the store. Her parents took her in, but set strict rules. She's not handling it well. She's back online posting vague rants about betrayal and abandonment, blaming everyone but herself. Before I cut ties completely, I gave her one last conversation, sat down, told her plainly this was her chance. She could take the pain she caused, own it, and try to rebuild, get real help, make amends, be better, not for me, not for our son, but for herself. I told her I wouldn't come back, that this was it. I wasn't angry. I wasn't cruel. I just wanted closure. She didn't take it well. Accused me of gloating. Said I was trying to control her again. So, I walked away. To everyone who read my story, who offered advice, even the people who criticized me, thank you. I didn't post here looking for pity. I posted because I felt like I was losing my mind and needed to say it out loud, and it helped. Even the comments helped me reflect on what I could have done differently. No one gets through a marriage like that without carrying some responsibility. Thank you for watching the video. If you are interested in listening to these kinds of stories, we've got more in store for you. Simply subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it with your